everyone, it's Vicki from Minerva. Now recently we have added 5 new patterns from Sew Me Something to the website at Minerva. So Sew Me Something are a fantastic indie sewing pattern company that create some really gorgeous patterns, and I'm sure there's something for everyone in their range, you know, from tops and sweatshirts to trousers, skirts, dresses, jumpsuits, coats. They have something for everyone, and these 5 latest designs, there are some really beautiful gems in there, so I really wanted to share them with you in a video today. And what I've done is I've picked 2 fabrics for each pattern to give you some ideas on the sorts of fabrics that you could use for these patterns that we have in our collection here at Minerva. And for each one I've chosen a print and a plain, so whatever your style preference is, hopefully I've got something here to inspire you. So in honour of today's video, I'm wearing my latest make that is using a Sew Me Something pattern, and this is the Peace Blossom t-shirt pattern, which is designed for knits or wovens, and it's just a really simple t-shirt pattern. You can see there with it's got you know, an oversized feel, simple neckband. On the pattern it also has more of like a cowl neck with a option that has like a drape at the top, which I'm going to be sewing that one soon. It's been on my sew list for a while now, but I do just love the simplicity of this pattern. I was between a couple of sizes and I decided to size up because I did want an oversized t-shirt, so just bear that in mind. And the fabric that I've chosen that I'm wearing today is our Minerva exclusive sweater knit fabric, which is just beautiful, and this is our toucan play print. Yes, it has little toucans and palm trees in there and all sorts, so yeah, I'm wearing this in honour of today's video, and it's a great pattern. We'll tag this one below as well if you want to have a look at this one, but this pattern has been going for quite a while now. Yeah, couldn't recommend it more. So let's get stuck into the patterns. As always in our videos, we'll tag everything below the video on Minerva, so you can have a look into you know, all the patterns and the fabrics that I'm mentioning today. So the first pattern I've got to share with you, so this is the Olivia origami sweatshirt. So as it says here on the pattern, the Olivia origami sweatshirt will lift your casual outfit with its interesting wraparound seam detailing and shaped cocoon cuffs. The sweatshirt is perfect for colour blocking as well as for top stitching to really define and show off those unusual seams. And as always, we'll pop some pictures in on the video so you can see, you know, the details of the patterns as I'm talking about them. But hopefully you'll be able to see on those pictures the seam details that are on this pattern. So they're on both the front and the back pieces, and oh, it's such an interesting sweatshirt, you know, it's really a bit different to anything else that I've seen anyway. I love the shape of the sleeves, the neckline's just very simple, really lovely pattern. So like I said, I've chosen 2 fabrics to share on each of the patterns I'm going to share with you today. And so the first one I've got is our beautiful, absolutely gorgeous Minerva exclusive loop back French terry fabric, and this is in our print called Boudoir Bouquet. It's been one of our best selling designs, and I think it's amazing, absolutely gorgeous. Now this fabric, so it's a loop back knit French terry fabric, and so that means it has a weight and it's quite a stable knit, so it's nice and easy to sew with. And it would be perfect for the Olivia sweatshirt. So obviously in a print you're not going to see the seam lines quite so much, but because the pattern is broken up, I don't think you want anything with too big of a print. So that's why I went for our Boudoir Bouquet print, because this is quite a small scale design and the interruption of those seam lines are going to work wonderfully with this print. So yeah, I think that will be a beautiful option. And then next up, so this is my plain fabric to share with you. Now this is a sweatshirt fleece back fabric, and it's actually, now we do have lots of plain fleece back sweatshirts and French terries as well, so if you want an absolutely plain version of either of these fabrics, we do have those on the site. But this one is actually our melange fleece back sweatshirt, and as you can see, the threads, the yarns that go into knitting this fabric are all, it's like a variegated thread, so the colours are all different all different tones of the same colour, this beautiful rich blue colour. And it just, for me, you know, it's still, in my mind, that's a plain fabric, but it just has a bit more interest. And yeah, I just think it will be wonderful in this sweatshirt. Now this one is a fleece back, so hopefully you can see that on camera. It is so soft and cosy. Oh, it feels wonderful, does this fabric. It would just be beautiful next to your skin. So I think with this, I think it would be lovely sewn all in the one colour. And with it being a plainer fabric, it is definitely going to show off those seam lines more and make a feature of them. But you could also, I think, you know, you could pick 2 or 3 or however many colours you would like from this collection of fabrics and use them to colour block in that pattern. So to have a melange colour blocked look in the sweatshirt, I think will be really, really lovely. Yeah, and I'm really inspired to give that pattern a go. I think the seam details really make it something different and a little bit special for something that is, you know, a casual pattern that you're going to be able to wear all the time, and you know, it's going to be quite a quick make as well. So yeah, it ticks all the boxes for me, does that one. So the next pattern we've got is the Florence dress. Now this one, we've only just listed these on the site and already this one has started being popular. And I think it's such an on-trend style that's really easy to wear. Yeah, I can see why it's been popular. Now with Sew Me Something patterns, lots of them do come with 2 different size options. So you have, you know, a smaller size range and a larger size range. So just make sure when you're choosing the pattern, if it does come with more than one option, you know, just make sure that you're choosing the correct size range for you. So the Florence dress, so there's 2 different views on the pattern. They're both very similar, but they have slightly different sleeve options. So one has a drawn in gathered detail at the bottom, and another one is more of a structured sleeve that has a dart in the end that creates the fullness in the sleeve and creates the shape. And they both have gathering in the skirt detail with pockets. They have a bust, a dart at the bust to give some shape. They have a simple round neckline, and version 2 is just very simple plain bodice. Version 1 has a button placket detail down the front, which is a really lovely option, and I think that's particularly nice, you know, if you're making it in a plain fabric. It's just a nice little detail to have. So yeah, really, really lovely options, and fabrics they're recommending are light to medium weight, things like linens, chambrays, double gauze, cotton lawn, printed cotton, needle cord, viscose. So there's loads and loads of options. You know, if you make it in something more structured, like say a cotton or a needle cord, you know, it's going to have more fullness. If you chose something like a viscose chalet, it's going to hang and drape and swish more. So, you know, you're going to get different looks depending on the fabric that you choose. So the pattern fabric I've chose is one of our fantastic value 100% cotton poplins in this beautiful design. Isn't that just so pretty? It's on a deep blue come navy background, that beautiful flower design. I think in the simpler view on that pattern, that will be absolutely gorgeous, and it would just let the fabric do the talking. And you know, in a cotton, it's going to be lovely and breathable. It's going to hold the shape. It's going to stand away from your body a little, and I think that would be a really lovely option. And it just, yeah, it feels so soft. Really lovely quality cotton, that one. And then the plain option, I was quite inspired by the envelope when it said a chambray fabric. So this one is our polycotton chambray that comes in 2 different shades of blue. There we are. So this is our lighter blue, and it's a really lovely, again quite inexpensive fabric, this one, but a really lovely quality. And the weave, you know, it has a subtle texture in the weave, and little hints of like a white thread throughout, like what you see in a chambray. So it's, even though it's plain, it's not, you know, completely plain, and it just has a little bit of interest. Again, you know, it has some structure, does this fabric, it's not too drapey, so it's going to hold the shape of that garment. And I think in the version that has the button placket detail at the front, that would be a really lovely option that would really showcase, you know, that the plain fabric would really let that detail shine. So yeah, another lovely option. So the next pattern I've got, this one is the 30 Dungarees. Now this is aimed at a beginner sewer, so it's great that it's an easy rated pattern, especially for a dungaree as well. And so with this pattern, it has strap details that fasten at the front. It has sort of like a scoop detail around the side, and then the legs are, you know, they're not too fitted, they're quite a relaxed casual fit, and then it has the option to add patch pockets as well. So for fabrics, this is recommending light to medium weight cottons, light denims, linen, corduroy, double gauze, medium to weight viscose, and even silk crepe. So, you know, you can go from something quite structured that's going to create more of like a traditional looking pair of dungarees, right through to something more soft and drapey that's going to have a little bit more of like a jumpsuit vibe, you know, that will be soft and drapey. So the patterned fabric I've chose is a absolutely beautiful embroidered denim. I love embroidered fabrics, I just think they're so special. And the amount of work that goes into creating something like this, I think, oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. So you can see it's like a chambray wear, it's a very lightweight denim, but the embroidery detail does add a little bit of weight to the fabric. So I think it's ideal for these dungarees. It's going to make a, you know, a really comfortable pair of dungarees to wear that, you know, are not going to be too stiff and structured. I think that's quite important with dungarees sometimes, you know, unless you want that look. You know, a soft denim like this is going to be a very casual, you know, comfortable pair to wear. But I think that denim embroidery detail, it's just stunning, isn't it? It's absolutely lovely. And I love the colour of the thread that they've used for the embroidery. I love this geometric square design. Again, I thought that suited the boxiness and the you know, the straightness of some of those pieces in the pattern style. I think it would make such a designer looking pair of dungarees if you made it in this. Absolutely beautiful. And then the plain fabric I've chose. Now this is a little bit of a wild card, this one, because even though it does suggest corduroy on the pattern, this one is a jumbo cord, because I really liked the idea of using a thick, chunky cord to really, you know, create that look that I think looks amazing in dungarees when somebody's used a chunky cord. But this one is actually a knit cord fabric. Now you can see the drape that fabric has, but it is actually quite weighty. So I think the weight coupled with that drape is going to give such a fabulous look to these dungarees. It's going to drape just that little bit when it's on the body, but it's going to be heavy enough, and that chunky corduroy look is going to look fabulous. But because it's a knit, it's going to feel like secret pyjamas. So it's going to be super comfortable to wear as well. And it's so soft is this fabric. It's absolutely beautiful, and it does come in a few different colourways. This is like a natural beigey, stone, earthy sort of colour, but you know, there's a few different colours on the site. Yeah, and I think that will just be wonderful. It's going to give you that perfect balance of a chunky corduroy jumpsuit look, dungaree look, you know, with the softness and drape and weight of the fabric, with the slight stretch element that this fabric has. You can see it's just a little bit, even less that way, so it's not a very stretchy knit, but that's going to give you that comfort when you're wearing it. Oh, I think that will be lovely. So the next pattern we've got is I hope I'm going to pronounce this right, but the Cesario shirt. So as it says on the pattern here, so the Cesario shirt is a relaxed fit unisex shirt and can be dressed up or down for any occasion. With the two-piece collar, double yoke, cuffs and separate button stand, contrast fabrics can be used in these key areas to create a myriad of different style options. Patch pockets add just a little bit more detail, and again can be tweaked in with your own personal style. So loads of details on this pattern. If you love shirt making, I think this would be a really good pattern for you to look at. The instructions on Sew Me Something are always really great. So it is aimed at intermediate sewers, so it's not as easy as some of the patterns we've looked at today, so do bear that in mind. But you know, there's nothing more satisfying than sewing a shirt, is there, with all those, you know, the collar details, the button details, the cuffs, so many details to get your teeth stuck into. So with this pattern, so it's recommending cotton, chambray, viscose, cotton lawn, linen, lightweight denim, seersucker and double gauze. So again, you know, similar to some of the other patterns we've looked at, it wants a woven fabric, and you could make it in something more structured or in something more soft and drapey. So the patterned fabric I've chose today, I've gone down the soft drapey route with this. That's definitely going to make more of like a blouse feel shirt rather than a very crisp, I guess, traditional shirt. And this is our Minerva exclusive viscose challis fabric. Isn't that a beautiful design? The colour palette is so soft and subtle, quite muted, but the design is really something special. So if you look closely, you can see all the trees and the almost like palm leaves, and hidden in there are little elephants. Like there's one here. Can you see that? So it's really subtle design, I think. Really beautiful. Great as a unisex fabric, I think. And yeah, just I think it's one of those designs that maybe goes a little bit hidden on the side, in amongst all the really, you know, bright, wonderful, you know, bright geometric sort of prints and florals. This one's definitely more subtle, but it's understated beauty, this one. I think it's absolutely amazing. And the design on this one is called Elephant Grove, which I love the name on that one. And yeah, I just think that would make an absolutely beautiful shirt. Like I say, it's going to make more of a soft drapey shirt. It would be wonderful to wear on holidays. The viscose is going to be breathable and help to keep you cool. But yeah, you could wear that all year round. That would be absolutely lovely. And for the plain fabric option, so this is our enzyme washed 100% linen fabric. So you can see with this one, compared to the last fabric, it certainly has more structure. You know, it doesn't really have the same sort of drape at all. It's 100% linen, so it has that wonderful, oh, I just love linen. It has that wonderful slubby texture that you associate with linen. You know, it has that crispness yet softness that you have with linen. Linen fabric is wonderful to sew with if you haven't sewn with it before. It washes like a dream, it presses like a dream, it gets softer with every wash, and you know, the more you wear it, the more you wash it, it creates this sort of like washed, lived in, relaxed, yeah, just a beautiful sort of like aged, timeless look that you only really get with linen. This is, you know, a beautiful sort of like ruby red colour. But this is one of our core ranges that we stock all year round at Minerva in a whole range of colours. So do, you know, click on the links below to check out the other colours in this fabric. Really, really beautiful fabric. Yeah, and I think, oh, you'll just love sewing with that one. So now we're on to our last pattern, and this one I've saved a goodie till the last. This is the Jessica dress. So this is aimed at a confident sewer. It comes in 2 different size ranges, and it's quite a simple dress in a way. But I think like the earlier dress that we looked at, this is going to be a really popular pattern. So it has a V-neck line with a 3-button closure detail on the bodice. It has a simple short sleeve, and then a slightly curved waist seam line with a gathered skirt that goes into it, and I'm pretty sure that there's pockets in there as well. If not, you could certainly very easily add them. So fabrics that it's saying are suitable for this pattern are linen, needle cord, chambray, double gauze, cotton lawn, printed cotton. So again, you know, I think this pattern, again, just it wants a woven fabric light to medium weight, and if you made it in something softer, it's going to hang and drape more and, you know, fit closer to the body. If you make it in something more structured, it's going to hold its shape a bit more and hold away from the body a little, you know, so it could look completely different in two different fabrics. So the plain fabric that I've chosen, this is our Blades linen and cotton fabric. So it's another linen today, a few linens there, but this one is a linen and cotton blend. Now the linen and cotton as separate fibres do both crease as a fabric, but then when you put them together in one fabric, it actually means they crease less than they would do, you know, if it was 100% linen fabric, for example, or 100% cotton fabric. It has a wonderful texture, does this fabric, so it's still got that sort of linen textured weave, but it is different to the last linen that we looked at. So it's a little bit less slubby and it's a little bit more of an open weave. So it's not see-through or anything, it's just a looser weave with a thicker thread, and it's a medium weight fabric, so you can see it has a little bit more drape than the last fabric we looked at, and that's because this is a linen blend as opposed to 100% linen. But it has a lovely weight to it, and I think that just works so well in that pattern. It's another of our core ranges, so it comes in loads of different colours that we carry all year round. And oh yeah, again, if you love linen, you will love sewing with that fabric, I'm sure. It's one we've stocked. We must have stocked this for over a decade now, this fabric, and yeah, we just, you know, we have customers that return for it all the time because it's such a lovely base cloth. Yeah, it's one of my favourite linens, that one. And then the last fabric, so the patterned version that I've got for the Jessica dress. So this is another beautiful, I mean, look at that print. Oh, another beautiful Minerva exclusive viscose challis, and this is called Kaleidoscope Palms, which, I mean, you can see the kaleidoscope of colours there, and these beautiful, like, layered leaves with all different design elements. It's one of those fabrics, I think, that the more, you know, every time you look at it, you see something new in it. There's just so much detail in that design. And the colours, it's bright, but it's not like sort of too in your face, you know, it's just a wonderful celebration of colour and print is this one. And I think for quite a simple dress pattern like the Jessica dress, it would just be wonderful. It would showcase this fabric as it deserves. It would really let that beautiful print sing. I think it would make a beautiful dress for spring, summer. You know, really wearable as well. And it, you know, in a drapey, soft fabric like this, it's certainly going to hang more, you know, hang straighter, and it would swish and waft as you moved. You know, that fluid drape would really come into its own, and it, you know, it feels so soft against your skin. I think that's possibly my favourite combination from today. I think that would be absolutely wonderful and a perfect high to end on today. So that's all the patterns and fabrics that I had to share with you. So let me know, have you sewn a Sew Me Something pattern before? If you haven't heard of them before, do take a look at the other patterns that we have that are in the range. So, you know, we stock all the patterns here at Minerva. There's some really fabulous patterns, and the 5 I've shared with you today are just their latest 5. And you know, there's loads of really great patterns in their collection, so do have a look at them. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I really enjoyed, you know, picking my sort of favourite fabric picks for these patterns, and I actually really enjoyed picking a plain and a print, so let me know if that was useful for you. I think, you know, it just gives you more options, doesn't it, on fabric choices for your patterns. As always, in all these videos, we will tag all the products that we've mentioned, so the patterns and the fabrics, below the video. So you can check out, you know, the pricing details, you can check out all the other colours that some of these fabrics come in, and as always, the great thing with the Minerva website, any members of the Minerva community that have shared makes using these patterns or fabrics will be tagged on those product pages, so you'll be able to see, you know, what different people have made in all these fabrics and all these patterns, and it's just so inspiring to be able to see, you know, all the wonderful things that people are making. You know, if you haven't created created a profile yet on Minerva, please do come and join our sewing community. It's a wonderful place full of sewists literally from all over the world. You know, a place where you can chat sewing with people that love you know, sewing just as much as you do. You can even share your own makes, you know, ask for tips and advice. You can plan your sewing projects on there. You know, just generally get involved in the sewing community and the sewing chat that's happening on Minerva. So thank you very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Let me know in the comments what were your favourites, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.